Anti-cheek clapping is getting worse out here, guys. Oh, fair use.
Now, in this video that I'm going to react to, he admits that in order for him to be around females, that he has to have access to them sexually.
I was minding my business, having my online Bible study, when I got an interesting message. It was an email message. It was a YouTube video with this content creator that I've talked about before. Her name is LaKeisha Keisha, and she's been doing some very interesting work on our boy Anton Daniels. And she had this video called Anton Daniels Admits He Sleeps with All Female Workers. And in this video, she's actually reacting to a old live stream on one of Anton Daniels. I think it's like one of these channels that he has debates on or something like that.
And let me say this right quick, man. Fellas, and also you women, man, you better be leery of these people that be talking about they got a work husband, a work wife, because most of the time they are sleeping with them. They are sleeping with them. And this is the issue that a lot of people fall victim to, because when you are constantly in the vicinity of the opposite sex, what end up happening is it breeds attraction. A lot of people don't want to talk about this. A lot of people don't want to deal with this. It breeds attraction. And people who don't know how to censor their sexual impulses end up finding themselves committing, some type of sexual act with somebody that's not their man, that's not their woman, that's not their husband, that's not their wives, and end up putting in jeopardy the relationship that they have, because you people don't want to be real about this. You people don't want to acknowledge it. When you're in the vicinity of someone of the opposite sex, attraction end up becoming an issue, especially when you're constantly around that person. And this is why a lot of people end up sleeping with somebody on their job, sleeping with different coworkers and what have you, because this is the issue, and this happened a lot.
And there is an interesting conversation from a group of men and a group of women. And I believe, to be honest, at first, these people are speaking hypothetically about dating. And Anton says something very interesting at first.
Different. You just switch that all up.
Which is all inclusive, which also includes the possibility of box.
Carrie, listen, I think that is fair. And Carrie, it should
all inclusive.
It should come with this one caveat.
That don't mean that I'm gonna take it, and it doesn't mean that I'm interested in it. But I do think that I should have complete control over whoever it is that's around me at the time.
Woo!
And he's right. He's right. And I know he's been exposed in this situation, but even in being exposed, I'm telling you from a male nature standpoint, if you have a woman around you that's in your vicinity, that's benefiting off of your male presence, you should have access to her box. That's just the reality. And a lot of you guys, you don't understand this, and you end up losing in the long run. And what I mean by this, you give in to the notion that your wife, your woman can be around another man and be friends with that person, and don't think there's not a possibility for something to happen. That shows that you have a weak mentality. And I teach you time and time again that I'm an advocate for the scripture. Even in Sirach chapter 9, it tell you that you shouldn't be around a woman that's not your wife, because lust will incite itself. And this is the case. So I agree with Anton Daniels on this. If I'm going to have a woman constantly around me that's within my vicinity, that's benefiting off of my male presence and every other thing that comes with my male presence, whether it be resources, whether it be, some type of help, listen, you ought to have access to their box. That's just the reality of the matter is, because at this point, they are your concubine, your whatever the case may be. All right.
So Anton says here, listen, if I'm going to be spending time with a woman, I need to have all the access to those cheeks. And it should be an option even if he does not want to take that opportunity. Okay? And so the sister asked him, well, then how does he know that he can get it? And he says,
How would you know if the box is an option?
It should be expected.
all right, so I understand it.
And he's right. It should be expected. See, what has happened with a lot of, especially you so-called black men, you give women too much of your free attention. You believe in being friends with women. This thing used to be a thing in our society. Okay? Back in bygone days, especially when we was underneath the tutorship and the government of the law by and large, this wasn't the case. But because we have been desecrated, because we have been degraded, because we have been in captivity for so long, we have learned the way of the heathen, right? And by learning the way of heathen, we get ourselves in a lot of dynamics where we are sleeping with people when we would never have slept with that person if we was not around that person. But to get back to what I'm saying, I'm just showing you the end result of, the conditioning that we have experienced over the years. But anyway, listen, women's supposed to expect to come off their box when they are dealing with you. But you guys have gotten to the place where you don't put that expectation on women. So what they do, they have you guys around them as orbiters, as fall or rebound guys, right? When they get out of a relationship, they can call you around because you their friend and they can benefit off of your male validation, your male attention, and you're not getting nothing out of the deal, right? And that's weak. That's weak. As a man, your main priority supposed to be building. Your main priority supposed to be moving in your purpose. Your main priority supposed to be leaving a legacy. But if you taking that time to solidify a woman or her feelings or her friendship and you're not getting nothing out of that, you are less of a man. You're less of a man. The masculine imperative, hear me out. The masculine imperative is to move in your purpose, leave a legacy. And I know a lot of you guys are going to get mad at this, but the father as many children as you possibly can. But if you have a woman around you that's not contributing to that masculine imperative that you're supposed to be operating in, then why the hell you got her around? Okay? That's why I don't have no female friends. That's why I don't have no females around me. Okay? The only one I have around me is my woman, is my wife. Because if I'm going to have anybody else outside my wife or my woman around me, the expectation is you got to come off that box. It has to be an option. Okay? It has to be an option. And if you're not going to allow that option to be there, then you need to go find your man. Even the scripture deal with this. Okay? A lot of these women, to break it down, a lot of these women be going to their pastors and, oh, pastor, I need to know. No. The scripture said, listen, if you have any question, go ask your husband at home. You'll find that on 1 Corinthians chapter 14. I just have to throw that out there. Every now and then I got to use these type of, videos, these reactions to throw some truth out to you. So hopefully you'll grab on and be like, man, he's saying some very interesting things. And then I could point you over to the other channel that deal with it. But let's get some more.
Anton Daniels is a married man of over 20 years. And again, when you have these sorts of debates, discussions, guys, these are hypothetical situations. This is not a person talking about what they would do tomorrow or what they would do the next day. These are hypothetical questions and answers and ideas. But this part here is a little troubling.
Because that's like you putting me in gay best friend territory. That's gay best friend territory. That's permanent friend zone. That means I have no possibility of getting out, even if it's the fucking impossible.
Is that why you her friend?
I'm not doing it. Hell,
There's a chance.
It sounds like you playing the long game for the huh?
no, I'm not. I'm not, bro. Listen.
And I noticed up at the top right here, Mika had to go off camera because he indirectly speaking to her, and she know that. She know that.
All right, so let's be clear, bro. There's no shortage of out here.
Right, facts.
So he used the term gay best friend. Like, if a woman is not sexually available to him, he feels like he is being put into the gay best friend territory or a permanent friend zone in which he refuses to participate. He also says,
listen, every man should refuse to participate in this, okay? Because you're wasting time, you're wasting energy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
that there is no shortage of out there. Now, let me just say this. Of course, we all know that there is no shortage of that out there. Like, it's honest. We all know that. But this doesn't sound like something that a married man of 20 years would say. Not at least publicly. That seems to be a little out of the ordinary. The only way a person would know that there's no shortage of you know what out there is if they're actively participating in such a behavior. But again, this is a hypothetical conversation.
And understand, when somebody comes to you with a hypothetical, okay? When they come to you with a hypothetical and they are reference themselves in the hypothetical, more than likely they are telling on themselves. It's different when they use a hypothetical and they may ask you something hypothetically. But when they referring to themselves hypothetically and they saying this is just hypothetical, but me, they are telling on themselves, okay? Understand that.
Right?
He's right, you know.
Let's continue.
So then they'll look at you funny when you say, "Nah, I don't want nothing from you, but I expect 100% submission in the same way that you expect to be taken care of, provided for, protected for, and all of that you under my covering."
Then
Did you hear that? I know y'all get mad at me. Well, you keep stopping the video because we have to stop it, okay? All right? But did you hear that? He said, you underneath my covering. I ain't providing for you. I'm doing for you. Now, when you go look at this thing, and I'm dealing with it from a scriptorial standpoint, you underneath my covering. Covering speaks to a husband. I'm providing for you. Provider speak to a husband. Okay? So if you covering a woman, you're providing for a woman, you're doing all this for a woman, and you don't think she don't supposed to come off the box? Huh? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with all right? The only thing I have an issue right here with Anton Daniels is that he's promoting one wife. He promotes monogamy, and that's okay. That's fine and dandy. Okay, there's nothing wrong with somebody being in a monogamous relationship, but all at the same time, if you are promoting this, if this is what you are celebrating, and you're doing the total opposite, that's when it become a problem. That's when you're seen as a hypocrite. But understand, there's nothing wrong with a man having more than one woman. There's nothing wrong with a man having more than one wife if that's his prerogative. Okay? Especially if he's providing and covering that woman. It's okay. The thing about it, you have to be real with it. You have to be true about it. And he's not being true about it. He indirectly letting people know this is what he do. And evidently his wife is okay with it. She ain't left him. So why anybody else is mad about it?
he says something about submission. Now, if a woman wants X, Y, and Z from him, he expects 100% submission from women that are under his covering because they would expect this protection or provision from him. Now, again, Lakeisha was pointing out in her video, and I would suggest you watch it, that pretty much these are things that a married man wouldn't say. It's disrespectful to his wife and so on and so forth.
I understand the hypocrisy she's trying to point out. Lakeisha right here. I understand the hypocrisy that she's trying to point out with Anton Daniels as it relates to him promoting monogamous relationship. Okay, I understand. Don't get me wrong. But all at the same time, when she's saying this is not what, yes, this is what a husband's supposed to do. If you have the resources and you're able to provide protection, you're able to provide provision to multiple women, there's no problem. There's no problem. It's this society that looked down upon this as a problem. Okay.
But I believe that, giving Anton Daniels the benefit of the doubt, that he's having a hypothetical conversation with people, we can say that he is being entertaining. We can say that. We can say that a lot of us are entertaining when we're online, and we turn the camera off, turn the phone off. I mean, for me, I'm always reading the Bible, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Stop the cap.
But it's just entertainment. It's just live streams. It's just conversations. Who knows if any of this stuff is real? Until
five hoes over there. Why I care about what a is saying? I always got a bad chick with me. 100% of the time, I don't go out of town unless I got a bad chick with me. But he don't know that. He don't know that I do what the I want to do when I want to do it. And so the thought he had one up.
So here we have Anton Daniels admitting that, listen, he does whatever he wants to do, and he does it however he feels like doing. This is in response.
And if he got that agreement with his wife, okay, nobody should be getting mad at it. Nobody should be having an issue with this. But you got a lot of simps, they're going to get mad at it because they're not able to do it. They don't got the resources to do it. And you're going to have a lot of women that are going to get mad at it. And they getting mad even though they somewhere single like a mug.
Response to Corey Holcomb, who, was talking to Anton, telling him to get his girl out of there, and so on and so forth. And if we see Mika in the top left corner, and yes, that is her, we understand what Anton is doing. Anton Daniels is making the same mistake that many content creators who get large on the platform, is that they use their platforms to get women. And that's probably how he met her. It's probably how he meets all his chicks. This is no.
And I get it, man. I get it. And he come off as somebody that was lame back in the day, and now they got resources and got some type of clout. He used that, and it's okay. It's okay. Women chase after the bag anyway, so hey, if you're going to be dealing with rats, you I would give them and thank them before them a little cheese.
Different than Fresh and Fit. You get these girls on the panels, you meet them behind the scenes, they come to meetups and stuff like that. And so what he's telling the ladies in so many words that are listening, that want to be associated with him, is that these are the rules. And Keisha knows what she's talking about. He's speaking hypothetically, so in a way you can't pinpoint that, what? This is what it is. This is how I do it. However, he did come out of anger in response to Corey Holcomb. He made a fatal mistake by saying what he was doing, and he's done this in the past. But this is what women are willing to deal with. So he's telling them, if you want to get with me, if you want to deal with Anton Daniels, here are the rules. When I need you, I need you. There isn't going to be this and that. Professional relationships may or may not happen, and you need to go ahead on and be available to me, especially if I'm attractive to you. And let me let you guys in the secret. You might think that YouTubers do not have access to women, but I'll tell you something about Black YouTube that you don't know. In the Black YouTube live stream space, there are a lot of opportunities for clapping, especially if you do what Anton Daniels does. Now, Anton Daniels has these other little live streams. He has his main content and then these other sort of community panels that he joins. And he does it for many reasons because he can pipeline through other communities. Let me explain what that means. YouTube pipelines exist just like any other pipeline does in America. The Chitlin Circuit pipeline, the Black Church pipeline, the high school football recruiting pipeline, and live streams and podcast streams work the same way. People come up, they talk, anybody can join. And men, they bring different women onto the streams. People have their own clusters of their own individual YouTube communities. Let's say, for example, a guy like No Captivity with Freeze or Freezy. I just found out about him not too long ago, maybe like 3 days ago. But a guy like No Captivity with Freezy has about 8,000 subscribers. But in his live stream community, there are women that listen to him. So when he comes to Anton Daniels even though he may not get like as many views as Anton Daniels, he is bringing in a built-in community that did not know Anton Daniels or did not know about Anton Daniels or never worked with him. So he brings his people. Then other little streamers bring their people. So all of these women come from all of these different communities, and then they're getting on a large YouTube channel like Anton Daniels. And Anton Daniels is already solidified because a guy like him already has 1 million followers. So once you kind of start pipelining through these online communities, you don't have to really go very many places to get women. You don't have to go on Instagram DMs. You can just do this in the community on YouTube, and women can fly out and see you. Nobody will ever know. You can have these relationships because some of these women are starstruck. You know, they say, hey, I watch you every day. I think you're funny. And these are some of the women that most guys would not be able to access. And so what happens is you can put this stuff out there and it seems cocky and it seems like, you know, hey, it's rude or whatever. But so many women are willing to get down with this. And it doesn't appear that YouTube guys in Black YouTube could be able to get super attractive, fine women. Yes, I can tell you exactly what kind of women they can get. Women who want to be creators themselves. Woo! There are so many fine ladies who want to be live streamers, who want to have a podcast. And so that even makes it easier. If you're a female and you're a YouTuber, you're looking to get onto a bigger channel, you want to be seen. Because,
and I tell you time and time again, man, listen, women want to be connected to something that's greater than them. And when I'm speaking about something greater than them, something that's greater than their beauty, if they believe their beauty can't match up or can't compare to what you got going on, then they're going to use their beauty to be connected to what you got going on. And a lot of you guys, you don't understand it. You think you need looks. You think you need this. No. You need to just be in motion. You need to have something that's monumental. You need to be out here leaving your impact upon the world. And if you're doing this, no matter how fine a woman is, you can get her if she's single most of the time. You can get her because you're showing something that's greater than her. And women want to be connected to something that's greater than them. And when you wake up and realize this, all of your women problem will go away.
Getting on a channel like Anton Daniels can catapult you. People put you on their streams. People know about you. And when you advertise it out there like that, it doesn't really matter that he's married because so many women will be okay with that. And most women will never really come out and tell.
And they put up a front. They fighting and saying, oh, they ain't going to deal with no men that got multiple women. But if you ask every woman that have said that and you ask them about their past, I bet you they'll say, yeah, I dealt with somebody that was dealing with other women, but I'm not like that no more. That's the first thing they run to. And most of the time they run to that when they start getting in their 30s, they start getting in the 40s. They want somebody to save them from all their poor, miserable decisions. And now they're not like that no more. But when they was in their 20s and this and that, just like Oshay pointed out, they would deal with a man who's in motion, who got something going on for himself, who already got other women. They will. Okay? So stop listening to these women. You shouldn't be listening to these women anyway. You need to be listening to somebody that's able to give you the truth. All right. So at time, cheek clapping is getting worse. Maybe. But I'm not mad out here if he clapping these cheeks with these women that's around him and benefiting off of him. If that's what he want to do and his wife is okay with it, then what the hell is the problem? Huh? All right. To the next video. Peace, man.